Hello, welcome. It's HardLore time. What's up, Bo?
Hey, man.
How you doing? You're pretty sick, huh?
I'm pretty sick, and I feel like we need to start every episode with like a little catch up because someone's gonna be like, "Wow, Bo's sick for a week now." No, you
this
idiot.
is the next
we recorded
day.
yesterday,
Yeah.
like 2 days ago or whatever. So it's the same week.
This is the same sickness, same
It's the
disease.
same-
You know
same
what else
disease.
is sick?
The sickest?
Our guest,
Who do we got?
a fucking legend, dude. He created a genre.
Oh, calm down.
New England's own Vincent Bennett.
I take no credit for that, but thank you.
Co-created a genre.
I was thinking.
What's the genre?
Yeah, what is the genre?
Dope shit, dude. Wild shit.
I
Swag.
was thinking
Swag
in
metal.
the shower, Vincent, as I often think of you in the shower.
That's good.
Is apart from possibly Andy Williams and maybe Sean Martin, you might be the most toured person who we've ever had on. And one of the most toured individuals like I personally know.
You had Scott Vogel on.
You be touring.
But I'm saying, okay, so there's your company. You know what I mean? Like we've had like Emma just went to Europe for the first time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we've had people on who are like, yeah, I haven't done that yet. And
It's weird. It's weird to think about as I'm 40 years old, but I don't feel it. And I still don't feel like I've really done a lot.
Look at this room behind you and tell me you haven't done a lot.
That's a green screen.
It's beautiful.
No, I don't. I just don't feel like I've done. Well, you just named like Andy Williams and Scott Vogel and Sean Martin. I feel like those guys are just like, I'm in the shadow of those guys, you know, and it feels odd to be even lumped into the same category as people like that because I don't know. I didn't ever think this was going to be anything. You know, I started in grindcore bands and I just was having fun with it all. And I still don't think this is really anything. You know, it's Acacia Strain. It's like one of those bands. It's like, a novelty act or whatever. And we have Car Bomb and nobody gives a shit about anything else. But so when I hear my name in the same category as like people like that, I just, no. I don't.
Yeah, you don't get to say no.
I'm here to tell you, yeah.
It's the facts, brother. And speaking of Car Bomb,
Yeah.
damn, dude.
There's an upsurgence in that right now for some reason. I think
Is there?
Stage Dive Jesus like memed about it.
Oh God.
And somebody it's on some playlists now. So I get like I have like Spotify tracker and Griffin's like insane with like keeping up on like he searches our band name and Twitter and stuff like that because he's
It's a dark
weird.
hole to fall in.
And he has the Spotify for artists and he's like screenshotting Car Bomb's like it went from it just went straight up for some reason.
Maybe a TikTok or something.
They're on that.
That's
those
what's been
kids.
going
I'll
on,
tell you,
man.
my jam is, and it always has been, is fucking Hills, dude.
It's also
the ending of that fucking song is so heavy.
So there's an anvil sample right in the end of that. And I've always wanted to do it live. I always wanted to have Kevin have like a thing where he hit it and it either a real life anvil that we tour with or like even just a sample. And he never wanted to do it. And now we have in-ears and we play to a click, which is the first, like this is the first year we've ever done that.
Oh wow.
And
That's huge.
now we get to use that live it plays, you know, to a click. So we're just like, and every time I hear, cause I can't hear it in my ears, but I hear it in a live video. I'm just like, oh, this is what it's supposed to sound like.
Oh, finally.
Sounds so sick.
Yeah.
Tracks are just kind of the ultimate like in that way. The
Yeah.
ultimate no-brainer for just getting the real live thing. People shit on the laptops or whatever, but
I shit on them. I still shit on. I hate it. Like I hate the fact that we use it, but like it's necessary in some situations where like Devin just spent 3 days on tour and had emergency at home, had to go home. So we had like Robo Devin playing through, you know, we hooked it into a laptop, hooked it into an interface, hooked it into his amp. And so the computer was actually playing his guitars.
Yeah, it's his sample of him playing, right?
But I don't like it. You know, I don't.
Yeah.
I've toured with so many bands that like we'll be playing outside in Las Vegas in like July, and it'll be 100,000 degrees outside, and their laptop will just stop working, and they'll just we can't play anymore, and they'll just get off stage.
That's exactly. We played. What was Vincent? You might know. It was like kind of a right wing fest in New York, like upstate.
Who is we? Am I? We both our bands played this.
I just feel like you might know.
Oh,
I don't remember if you. I don't think you guys played. Maybe you did.
A right wing fest in upstate New York.
They were playing like ads on like the LED screens for like
Reagan.
I'm running for the Republican Party.
Oh,
you know what I mean? It was like kind of it was like We Care Fest or We Matters Fest.
I Matter Fest.
Maybe I Matters.
They do that still in a church.
So there you go.
It's like helping giant mega church thing.
Yeah, some band was playing, and it wasn't even that hot. Their laptop died, and it was literally they were having a great set. I don't remember who it was, and they were just like, "All right, well, see ya."
Yeah,
man, you can't just pull together a something
once you commit in a certain way, dude. How about this? So I went and saw The Who last night with my mom, and Pete Townsend's like deaf, like notoriously he cannot hear a thing. Zach Starkey was playing a full electronic kit. The stage was silent.
Wow.
Think about that. So they're all in ears.
Fucking miserable.
Right? Like no. So I'm like, I was kind of like stage left and like kind of good seats, but bad seats, you know, not like the PA wasn't at
so me. You could just hear like plop, 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 plop.
Dude, yeah. So no cymbal wash, no snare.
Ugh.
It was really, I mean, for a band like that, it doesn't really matter, you know? But for like for someone who's used to like, you know, live stage sound, it was very bizarre. I just can't imagine. And they had fucking technical shit all night too.
Wow.
A keyboard died in the beginning of Love Reign Over Me.
Running the whole show.
Laptops, dude.
Pyro and everything.
When I said you invented a genre, you know what I'm talking about, Vincent.
I didn't do anything.
I think you did, and I think there's two perspectives here. Like, I think it's Acacia Strain kind of brought the hardcore perspective, while Meshuggah brought the death metal perspective, and they kind of met in the middle to give all these people jobs. I think that you have probably created more jobs than Amazon at this point, for better or for worse. And you know, good for you, man.
I didn't do a thing.
You did it. You did it. It's whether you agree or not. You wrote the thing. You went dun dun, and then they were like, "We're gonna do that now." 100,000 people said that.
I saw a meme recently that was like, "Acacia Strain is Meshuggah for people who work at Advanced Auto Parts."
Damn.
And I was like, "Yeah."
Well, the thing is, those Advanced Auto Parts motherfuckers, they got both on the playlist for sure.
Yeah, I don't understand anything. Like I know, like I try every day to. I have a habit of I find a brand new band every single day, like a new band I have never heard of. I listen to a new band every day. And
really,
if it's one thing I enjoy doing is finding new music, but I don't understand my contribution to this at all, and I don't think I ever will. It's just like I don't think, and even from an inside perspective, like I go out and I play shows, and I, you know, they're good, they're okay, they're mid-level shows as far as like we are concerned. We've been a band for 21 years, and like, yeah, the shows are okay, but it's not like you say like you invented a genre and you did this and you did, like, if we did that and if it was true, like, wouldn't there be more? Like, I just think like we're a mid-level band. We have mid-level shows and we do okay. Like, I don't think there's anything special about us. I don't think I personally did fucking anything for anyone. I just think like we came out with 10 records and they're all pretty good. But I don't think we contributed
Wow.
either way. You know, I think it's just like there's way more bands out there that did way more than we did in the same time period as us, I think.
Bo, is this our humblest guest ever?
Yeah, it's annoying.
Bar none, the most humble.
I just don't want to own anything because I don't want to lie. Like, I don't want to be like,
I'm speaking to you objectively though. I have
but this is
I have no
outside,
opinion on it. I'm just telling you what happened
Right.
historically. Like who at the same time as you sounded like you?
Blood Has Been Shed. Acacia Strain is just a Blood Has Been Shed ripoff band.
Well, then there you go.
First two records are just
Blood Has Been Shed invented a genre.
there you go.
We met Vincent. I think we met clean like cold on a tour in 2011.
You were playing in Latham, New York.
Yeah.
Something. It's not Latham, New York. You're playing at a drop zone or something like that. It was an airport bar.
Oh yeah. That's right.
That's where I saw it. And Pat Kinlan actually booked the show. Pat Kinlan and Justin Loudon actually booked that show.
Did you get paid, Bo? Did you get paid good?
Yeah, for sure. Justin.
But Pat, you never know. You never know.
And then we did probably one of the biggest like learning tours for Harm's Way was Acacia Strain, Terror, Straight from the Path, Harm's Way opening. And I think it was like it was like around this time of year, 11 years ago. And I believe we ordered also because of Justin, way too much merch. Like we had like 8 full duffel bags of merch.
Because Justin probably went, well, Acacia Strain brings a lot of merch on tour. You need to as well.
Yeah. And there was
Classic
like an
thinking.
insistence of like, you need a shirt that has like words, like lyric,
Yeah.
for the demographic. And we still have them in the practice space.
I bet.
Oh, I've been there from the same tour.
If we create anything, it's too much cotton. That's what it is.
Oh, cotton.
Too much
All
excess
anybody
cotton.
wanted
Women
was
in cotton.
the fucking Michael Jordan shirt was the only thing that sold on that whole tour. But we opened that for like 5 weeks for $100 a night. And that was like that was a tour where Chris wasn't with us.
Oh my God.
And they didn't ask me. Can you believe that?
Yeah. We've talked. That's right. We have talked about this, but it was just like, it was a tour where we learned like so much. But even at that point, it was like, oh shit, Acacia Strain's like, they've been around. They've been touring. And this was 11 years ago.
Yeah. What was that tour called? We had
The Goddamn Tour.
Goddamn. I have that poster on my wall.
Mm-hmm.
The Goddamn Tour. And we did 2 years in a row headlining over Terror, and I never want to do it ever again in my life. Like I hate playing after Terror. Hate it. It's like it's like playing now. I don't want to ever play after Kubla Khan ever again because it's the same energy. They completely just drain the crowd of any enthusiasm by making them work 110%. So then we hit the stage and I'm just like, this sucks. Kids are just like, I'm going to go sit.
That happened with us on Warped Tour quite a bit. They would play either right before or while we were finishing our set. You'd watch everyone move to the other stage. We seemed to always kind of A-B with each other. And they were, of course, we were on the white stage. They were on the red stage.
Kubla Khan is living proof of the grind, man.
Yeah.
Dude, yes. We've
just
been opening Acacia Strain tours for probably 10 years now. And I bet any amount of money the next time Acacia Strain tours with Kubla Khan is going to be supporting them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. Some real Kiss Blue Oyster Cult type.
I love them.
You know,
I couldn't be happier. That
it's like some wrestling shit, where it's like the bigger name is putting over the newer.
Yeah, the Ultimate Warrior's got to beat Hogan real quick,
Yeah.
And they'll now know what it feels like to play after a band that has high energy. Like,
there you go.
Yeah, they don't know.
No, they don't.
They're always right before.
It forever. And on anything they do, they get to steal the show.
Yeah.
They got the track, and it just gets people.
I want to open for KlubaCon now.
I'll put it together. I'll make it happen. I'll make it happen. You know, what else? What were some highlights of that tour you guys did together?
We played in Joliet, and everything went wrong during every band set.
Every single band, yeah.
I think during Harm's Way, someone got had a seizure.
Yeah, they got like severely
seized,
concussed, I believe.
Okay.
By a person that you and I both know.
Yep.
Do I know him?
And, yeah, you know him too.
All right.
It was at the
friend
Forge,
of the show.
It was at the Forge.
You played there quite a bit.
I played there twice.
Times. Yeah.
I think during Terror, the subs like started smoking and lighting up. They lit on fire.
It's a pro ass venue too. To anybody listening, that's not
it's
like some rinky dink
I saw Ghost there.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened during Straight from the Path or us. I think during us, what happened during us? No, I think during you there was just a large scale brawl.
There was a
which was a pretty
sure.
normal thing.
You had the seizure?
During us, it was the seizure. I don't think anything happened during Straight from the Path.
I just remember, you know what we've never talked about is slippy floors.
I hate
shows.
it. Oh my god, dude!
It's something that
ruins the vibe.
It ruins the vibe immediately. You'll see. It's so fucking funny because how you've seen it 1,000 times where someone's like, "Here's my,"
dude. You know the little gif of the guy shoveling the snow and he's falling for like 11 seconds,
for like 30 seconds. Yeah,
that's trying to mosh at the wet floor gig. The damn God's Hate record release shows were like the second shows at this new venue, and the floor was it felt freshly mopped when we played. So just insane.
I understand when it's like snowy out, you know, or like rainy or whatever. I don't understand when it's just like a bright, sunny summer day.
If I am to claim responsibility for anything, it's slippery floors.
Oh yeah, that's true. He's a water head.
I usually have a case of water on my, I don't know when or why it started, but I just think it's fun. And I just dump water onto the crowd.
Nice.
And people are always and the stage. Like the stage, Devin had to get like Devin wraps his pedal board in like a shower curtain now because I just destroyed all of his pedal boards.
Nice.
And I toss water in the crowd. I think it started because we used to do tours that didn't make any sense. Like we opened for IC Stars, we opened for, Attack. We did tours where we were just like the band that the kids are just flipping us off the whole time. And I think it started because I just wanted to be like, don't stand in the front row. I was just whipping water onto these kids and dumping water on their heads and spitting in the air. And carpeted stages are my favorite thing. They're disgusting, but carpeted stages are a lifesaver because every once in a while we'll get one of those stages that's just like auditorium floor wood. Yeah. And you're dead. That's like what's the venue there's a venue in Illinois and it's like tiered and a big stage. What is Bloomington?
Pearl Room?
No.
You've taken a couple nasty tumbles, have you?
I fell hard on that. And any festival stages are dangerous too because they're that like carbon fiber kind of plasticky stuff.
Totally.
And that's done.
I'll put you down.
The worst, in my opinion, have you ever played a concrete stage?
I think I have.
Like a stage that's literal concrete. There's this one in Mesa, Arizona. I think it's called the Mesa.
Okay.
The Nile?
And no, not the Nile.
There's another venue in there, Mesa, Arizona.
I think I played there and the air conditioning broke.
Yeah.
When we played.
They don't have that in Mesa.
They have a carpeted stage at the Nile. But no, there's a venue that we play there with like At the Gates and Soulfly. So it's like a bigger venue, but the stage is straight up concrete. It's the most shrill sounding room ever. And what's brutal about that is like if you jump around and move around, which Vincent, I know you do, nothing fucks me up more. Like my knees the next day after that, jumping on concrete,
Bo,
just zero absorption whatsoever.
Bo, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Is there a booger you're trying to get in your right nostril? I keep seeing you do a thing.
What am I doing?
You're doing one of these.
No, I'm
get the
I'm
booger.
fidgeting with my mustache.
You were with we're amongst friends here. You can get. The
I know, but I've been doing that probably for like the last 6 months. This is what I do when I listen.
As
No,
the
I've
evil-
seen the mustache move. This was different. You went.
I got no boog. I got nothing.
Let me see.
You want big bow?
Yeah, give me a big bow. Show me the big nose. Nice work. Vincent, you know where we met.
Did we meet there?
I think we had corresponded prior.
Right.
You know, I was familiar with you, of course, as a young spin kicker.
Also, I was familiar with you.
Hey, there you go.
So we met in, was it Sacramento, California?
Ace of Spades.
Ace of Spades.
Oh yeah.
One of 2 gigs that you guys got to play on that one.
Great show.
Great show.
Great show.
True,
Tongues,
like
Tongues did okay on that.
Tongues did all right. The Twisting Tongues, according to Veil of Maya.
Oy.
Every day.
Yeah, we had just played California Metal Fest.
Yes. It started there. And that was the actual first date.
Right. And then the Ace of Spades.
The Ace of Spades.
What a gig that was. That was a great tour for us. We did 2 shows and just went home.
I guess let's get into that, huh?
Yeah.
You and I have never talked about it.
Never talked about it. Sore memory. We have different trauma from the same event.
Of course.
Where your trauma lasted
really
a month. And my trauma still is
Yours
ongoing.
is ongoing.
Explain the tour. Give us the lineup.
So the tour was a co-headlining tour, right?
Mm-hmm.
Acacia Strain, Veil of Maya.
Flip-flop.
Upon a Burning Body as direct to the co-headliners. Volumes 2 of 5, which is like, those are 2 poppin' ass bands at that time.
Yeah.
Twitching Tongues in the bottom slot, handpicked by Mr. Bennett.
Well, I was not going to do the tour unless you guys were on it.
See?
There you go.
And then we did the tour.
And then I didn't do the tour.
You know, and we were hoping I think this was after that Harm's Way terror thing.
There was a period of time where it was kind of like every fledgling hardcore band was touring with these kinds of bands to like get, because like Terror, for example, are like the prototype of like play all different genres of heavy and just get people. Because you do, and they fucking do.
Yeah.
And it was after us, and then I remember shortly thereafter, I think Rotting Out did one as well. You know, and like it was just kind of like that time period. So it must have been 2000.
It was 2012.
2012. Yeah, there you go. That makes perfect sense.
So, and like yours went well. The gigs were popping. And I remember seeing, it was like, all right, Harm's Way is having a great time on this. Maybe this is something. Because obviously you have reservations. This is the first and only time we ever did anything like that.
Yeah.
And it was really only because you guys were on it. B, because it was you guys being like, we are personally requesting you.
Back then it was hard to put tours together, because if you wanted to do a co-headliner like this, like both bands wanted to bring the tours they wanted to bring the bands they wanted to bring. And as far as like, and then after the bands, it's all management and booking agents. And it's really annoying. And I don't think people understand like how much outside chit chat that you hear from people that has nothing to do with your band personally.
Dude,
it's mostly outside chit chatter.
Yeah.
One thing we have never talked about that I know people don't know about is like why routings are the way that they are. Like people don't understand an A market, B market. They don't understand like a booking agent being like, hey, promoter X, if you do this tour for this much money, then when big band comes through, I guarantee them to you.
It's all a game.
They don't Monopoly. Like people don't. So
people also don't understand that 6 months is not a long time. So if like you play Chicago and your next tour is 6 months down the road, you're not going to play Chicago again because that's too soon.
It's way too soon.
So you're playing, Milwaukee or who knows where, not even the Midwest at all. It's
also, here's some real inside baseball that we've literally never once brought up. Tours that are put together by management teams and booking agents.
Yeah.
Put their bands that they represent on them only.
It's never.
So they can get the fucking cut of the whole tour. They're getting 40%.
Yeah.
Of every
any branded tour you see, any tour that's like called like, you know, Summer Fuck Fest or whatever the hell you want to call it. Like, it's always like going to be a management team putting that together. And if it's like 6 bands from X record label, well, guess what? It's that record label's owned by that management. And it's like, there's a whole underground of dirt that people don't really see. And we're trying to like get away from it. And this tour that we're talking about was like kind of put together by, you know, management company A, management company B, and booking agent A. And like, they wanted blah, 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 blah. And I was like, well, I don't want to tour with just like a bunch of bands that sound exactly the same. Like, I don't want to tour Gent Band 1, Gent Band 2, and Deathcore Band 1. Like, can we bring a band on tour with us? And our booking agent at the time was like, pick a band. And I was like, okay, I want Twitching Tongues. And like, at first they were like, we're not going for it. We don't even know what that band is. We don't care. And I was like, well, that's fine. You can just do the tour with these 3 bands and we'll just put our own tour together. And they're like, well, no. We want this to work out.
I never heard any of this.
Yeah. Well, I got into phone arguments about Twitching Tongues. Like, it was an insane thing. And I did a lot of fighting to get it kind of, because I didn't want to just tour, and no offense to any of the bands involved, but I didn't want to tour with 3 bands that almost sounded not exactly the same, but in the same genre. Like, what happened to, you know, kind of mixing it up a little bit, or inviting bands on tour that you're not necessarily friends with, just that you're a fan of. And that was like, back then it was super hard to get anything like that, because the management and the booking companies had such a stranglehold over everything. And you had to play ball. And if you don't play ball, you're not going to get on tour with, you know, one of their bigger bands. And it was all like it was all like, if you do this for us, we'll give you that. And we got kind of, you know, backed into a corner a bunch of times. And that's why you saw us on tour with Icy Stars and Attack and doing Scream It Like You Mean It and stuff like that, because we were promised other stuff that never got delivered, because we didn't play ball on those tours. So it was like, you have to just keep playing the game in order to get your band anywhere. And we just decided, you know what, fuck it. We don't care. And this was kind of the beginning of it, where we were like, I'm taking Twitching Tongues on this tour. I don't care what you think. Like, they're going to get it. Like, they're going to get the tour. And if not, we're not going to do it. And since then, it's been like, I think every headliner and co-headliner we have at least one pick. Like, we just did a Chelsea Grin, it was 2-3 years ago now. We did a tour at Chelsea Grin, and they were headlining. And I was like, we'll do the tour on the basis that we could take Left Behind, you know, because they took 2 of their friends' bands. So why can't we take one of ours? Like, we're on the tour too. Yeah. So, that's why we don't get, if you notice our last like 5 tours, it's all Acacia Strain headlining, because we don't get these direct support offers anymore, because A, people think that we're too expensive, and B, we always want like that one addendum to the tour contract that's like, we need to take a band that we want to take on the tour. So we don't get big, you know, I guess big is relative, but we don't get those big offers anymore, because people know, like, we are going to ask. We're 5 adults. I'm 40, everybody else is in their 30s, and 3 people in my band have kids and families. So it's like, we're going to ask for what we think we're worth. And if that's not going to work for you, we'll just do a headliner. It's not a big deal. And the fact that nobody wants to take a band they don't think is like marketable, such as Left Behind or Twitching Tongues. It's just like, in that world, they don't see they have a weird veil up. It's a veil of Maya that's they have this veil up that they don't want to pull back and see that there's other bands outside of the world that they are, you know, so encompassed in. And I think Twitching Tongues was the first band where I was like, we're going to do this. We're not going to do the tour. And
which is so funny to think about, because like, it was $100 guarantee, you know, That's 20% of the catering budget per night being allocated to a whole band playing. Like the fact that you had to fight so hard for that is so funny.
Yeah, and then I decided I didn't want to tour with you, and I crashed the van.
Yeah, that happened twice.
So
should we get into that?
So the whole story. Yeah,
I don't even know what happened, man.
I'll start from the beginning,
all right,
if you want. So we were in Europe, right? We were in Europe all of October and most of November. We had just gotten home from Europe, and it was Thanksgiving time. So we wanted to be home for Thanksgiving because we just got home from Europe, and it was just like we were exhausted. And it was like, okay, you're home, drive to California. And we were like, no, we're going to be home for Thanksgiving. So we had our tour manager, Bruce, who we all know and love.
Mr. LePage.
Shout out Bruce LePage.
Friend of the show. He's for sure listening right now.
Bruce is the best. I miss Bruce a lot. So Bruce, if you're listening, I miss you. Sorry, my dog is just whining at me.
No,
so
it's
all right. Happens.
I was talking to Bruce last night about the Who. Huge fan.
Yeah, Bruce
ketchup fan too.
It was Bruce LePage, our sound man Chris, who you guys know,
love Chris,
and our merch guy Don, who is now doing merch for what's that Led Zeppelin band?
Oh,
Greta Van Fleet.
Yeah, he's doing merch for them, which is
Enemies
crazy.
of Art. Greta Van Fleet.
I mean, they're not great, but he gets paid from it, and it's a huge step from doing merch for the Acacia Strain. So congratulations!
Yeah, shout out Don. I
I
hate that guy with his feather earring.
Oh no, they're terrible.
There were enemies.
But so we said, hey guys, how would you feel about us staying home for Thanksgiving? Because we just got home. You guys take our van. You drive to California to start Metal Fest and start the tour. And they were like, yeah, it's fine. Like Bruce fucking hates Thanksgiving. Don hates everything, and Chris doesn't care. So they drove the van across the country, and somewhere in Texas, it was Thanksgiving morning or the day after Thanksgiving, one or the other. I got a phone call from Scott Lee, who was our manager at the time. I was like, Bruce got a crash. They're all okay. It's just the van's broken. I was like, what, dude? It's 8 o'clock in the morning. You can't just hit me with that. So apparently Bruce, they were running out of gas. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. Like Bruce was freaking out because he couldn't find any gas stations. It was on that stretch of road in I-5 that there's nothing. Or 10 or whatever.
10 or whatever.
I think it's 10, yeah.
So
Coco, he's telling a story.
You need to chill. Here, come on and sit down. Go. So he saw a gas station on the other side of the highway. So he decided to use the no U-turn area of the highway and turn around, and someone just came barreling.
Oh,
T-boned him and flipped the van on its side, and there was gas everywhere. And Don had his feet in a position in a way where they just got crushed, and it was a nightmare. And I felt horrible because I felt like it was my fault, because we were all we need to spend Thanksgiving with our families.
Right.
You peasants, you know, you're the help. You go do it. So I felt horrible, and they were like, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Bruce felt worse than anybody. And so Bruce, Don, and Chris gathered up all of the things, including the trailer, which was fine, got a box truck from U-Haul, and then drove a box truck from U-Haul from Texas after getting into an accident from Texas to California, which is uncomfortable if you've ever sat in the front of a U-Haul truck.
There's only room for 3.
Yeah.
Like there's really only room for 2.
2.
Yeah.
2.5.
They made it, and we found Nate from Zabalba said he was going to let us rent his van, and this other dude who I don't remember who it was this dude. He said he was going to let us borrow he's going to let us borrow his trailer so we could do the tour. And I was like, cool. So they met up with us in California, like right as we were going on stage at California Metal Fest. We got all the stuff. We moved it into a new van and trailer. No problem. So this van, nothing bad to say about Nate in my life. I love Nate. But the van straight was this.
Yeah.
It was rough. It was a rough riding van. But we made it to Sacramento, no problem. Trailer was fine, whatever. Drove down to wherever we played in Southern
Lancaster.
Lancaster, played that show. And then the next, we had to drive to Phoenix and it was far. So we drove overnight. We drove a little while. Bruce drove until he was tired, fell asleep, woke me up, and then said, "It's your turn to drive. I'm going to go inside, get some snacks, hit the road." So I got gas, hit the road. This van didn't have a gas cap for it either.
Oh, sick.
Nice.
So we get going. I'm driving for about an hour straight that. And it's super windy. It's crazy. And I was like, oh my God.
It's a winter tour.
It was.
Legit winter tour.
Arizona apparently is very windy.
Very windy.
So we're driving and the van is, shimmying because of the wind and I'm trying to keep it straight. This truck blows by us. I start going like the van starts doing this. And Bruce is sitting next to me, shotgun going, Don't try and straighten it out. Don't try and straighten it out. Just pull over. Don't hit the brakes. And as he says, don't hit the brakes, I hit the brakes. The trailer, which doesn't have brakes, didn't tell us that. Trailer doesn't have brakes. The trailer pushes us forward as we're doing this, pushes forward into the truck. We hit the truck front. Our front goes to the truck side. The truck moving forward flips us over and we flew upside down on the highway for about 100 yards.
Oh my God.
And the whole time, as soon as that sound hit, and I'll never forget the sound. It's like bolts in a blender.
Yeah.
As soon as that sound of the bumper hitting the truck and grinding, I said, I'm going to die. This is how I die.
Yeah.
And I just completely came at peace with everything. And I was upside down and it smashed. And I was like, this is it. And somehow we all walked away from it. Somehow we all, and in the panic, like you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So Bruce is out of the van already. Like he fucking bolted. He was like, get out of the fucking van, get anybody. And I was like, I was screaming, I'm okay. Is everybody okay? Is everybody okay? So I'm stuck in my seatbelt and I can't fucking get out. And I was
hanging,
like,
or is it?
I was hanging up. I was hanging upside down.
Oh my God.
In my seatbelt, and I unbuckled it and crawled out Bruce's window because my window was collapsed. So like there was about that much room. My hair got pulled out because it was dragging along the road. So I crawled out Bruce's window and I was trying to get everybody else out of the van. I was trying to get as far away from the van as possible because there's no gas cap. We just filled up. There was gas pouring all over the fucking place. So Tony, who's playing guitar for us at the time, Jack, our bass player, got out that window through a waterfall of gasoline. Chris is in the back seat and I see him punching the window and he couldn't get out. I was like, use your fucking feet. And he kicked the windows out and everybody got out of the van that way. So Bruce, I broke down. Like I lost it. I was in the desert. I was on the desert floor, just like crying, covered in sand, covered in gasoline. I hadn't realized yet that I shattered both of my knees.
Oh my God.
And everybody else, like Tony was covered in gasoline. Bruce dislocated his shoulder because it was the one time he wore a seatbelt. He just like, I don't fucking believe in those things. I think they're stupid. The one time he wore a seatbelt, dislocated his shoulder. And then Chris broke his hand.
But lived. Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Chris broke his hand trying to smash the window. Don broke his feet even more. And I think Tony dislocated his shoulder as well. And
Tony had some like gravel rash too, road rash.
Well, because the roof was off and we were grinding on pavement.
Unreal.
I rember that.
My phone was
sweet,
gone.
sweet Tony.
My phone was in the dashboard of the van. I couldn't find my phone. Tony's phone landed directly into a puddle of gasoline in a rumble strip. It was a fucking nightmare. Like there was merch everywhere. There was gear everywhere.
Oh my God.
So I'm sitting on the ground and the truck driver comes up to me and he's like, "Are you guys okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think we're fine." He's like, "All right, I'm going to go." And I was like, "No, you're not." Dude, where? He's like, "I got to go. I got I got to deliver my shipment. I was like, you can't leave. You were part of this. There's like a bunch of people here that saw it. And of course, somehow there was like a bunch of EMTs just behind us on the road.
Unbelievable.
And the truck driver tried to leave. And there was like 5 people who were like, if you leave, click. I have a picture of your face. I have a picture of your license plate. Like,
it's a hit and run. Yeah.
It was crazy. P.S. That truck company tried to sue me for ruining one of their trucks.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the whole story. Tony, Bruce, Don went to the hospital. I didn't. We sat with the van.
And your knees are shattered.
Yeah. I mean, I had glass in them.
Okay. So when you say your knee, what part of your knee?
Like I still have bone fragments like floating around inside of my knee. Like I could walk. My knees
like in the joint.
Yeah, like in the front. Like when I drive in shorts, I like feel around and I can feel like the bone. There's a indentation of a hole in my knee from that. So these 3 dudes go to the hospital. I stay with the van because the tow truck's coming in 3 hours, and everybody's like cleaning up, and the van and trailer get loaded onto a tow truck. Literally 3 hours, sitting there for 3 hours waiting. Go to the impound yard. I found my phone somehow. It was in the dashboard, like on behind the steering wheel, because I couldn't contact my family. I couldn't contact anyone.
Yeah.
So we got the van to an impound yard, and there was a hotel across the street. My favorite part of the story is I walk across the street to this hotel. I'm covered in blood, gasoline, sand, tears. I have hair ripped out of my head. I'm literally bleeding. I walk up to the counter, and the lady's like, "Can I help you?"
That's normal shit. That's a day in the life for her.
I was like, "What happens? What happens?
We got another one.
What happens out here that this lady's just like, this is good. You good?
This guy needs a room.
What do you want?
Desert living.
Yeah." And then I took a shower, and it was just the dirtiest I've ever been in my entire life.
Oh my
God. But then we had to go home because we just totaled 2 vans, and I'm sorry, twitching tongues.
No. But, I don't think that there was just no way for us to know that it was that gnarly, you know?
Yeah, it was fucked. And then honestly, God, the first like clear thought in my head after breaking down was, oh, Nate's going to kick my ass.
Yeah.
Like I was like bummed because I just ruined their van and trailer, you know?
Right. That's the least of your concerns.
Jesus.
It was up on the top of my list.
Hey, if it's any consolation, a couple weeks later, Twitchy Tongues were supposed to stay with me, and I overslept.
He blew it, dude.
I dropped.
That was that tour.
I dropped the
ball.
But
so what time did that? That was the middle
Clearly
of the night?
the same experience as we.
It was like 7 or 8 in the morning.
Okay, because we stayed at our homes peacefully.
Yeah.
And on the way, read on Lamb Goat, Acacia Strain drops current headlining tour because they crashed their van.
Yeah.
And we were halfway to Arizona at like a Carl's Jr. or something, thinking about turning around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just not doing the tour.
Did you make the right decision?
There's a handful of people to this day who say they got into hardcore music because of us opening that tour.
That's awesome.
One person saying that would be enough for me.
Right.
You know? But the fact that there are several who are like, I saw your set and it changed my life is insane. So yeah, I think we made the right call. And you know, we're talking about it. We get paid to talk about it now. You know?
10 years in a month, I think.
Literally 10 years next month.
What's crazy is on the goddamn tour, the tour that we did, Stray flipped their van.
Yeah, that was and Chris was riding with them.
So he's been through it twice.
Chris has been in 3 van flips.
Wow.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
So I think we didn't really spend time together at the Sacramento show just because it was like day one kind of madness type thing. Mm-hmm. But Lancaster, we got to chill a bit, and that was when I met Tony as well, who is like...
Tony's the best.
Oh, my God. I would do anything for that.
Tony's the best. I would do anything.
Tony, if you're listening.
Tony's the best.
You got 3 killers for you if you need them.
Huh?
3 Dyers too. Yeah, that was it was one that was the only time we experienced bands with laptops, like needing their laptops to do it. So every night on that.
Yeah, Veilmine didn't even have cabs on stage.
Veilmine had no cabs on stage.
They didn't
Volumes, no. Volumes, 1 guitar. Other one was a laptop.
Yep.
And once somebody's shit got fucked up every night, which was the best, you know?
It makes me so nervous. It makes me
nervous
so
about
nervous.
playing with a laptop. No, just don't overcomplicate it. That's what the problem is everybody decides, well, we can do everything. Like we've toured with bands who literally their laptop is a member of the band because they don't play their instruments at all. We've toured with bands on these Scream It Like You Mean It's or whatever, where bands I'll be standing on stage, nothing's plugged in, guitars are not live. The only thing that's live is the drums. And
which are to a click.
Absolutely. It will have to.
Yeah, they
have triggered.
If they're playing to playing to the music recorded, it's insane. And it's insane to me the amount of people who are watching these bands being like, this is my favorite band.
Yeah.
And this is a recording of the album that I'm listening to live.
They sound just like the record.
It is the record.
Yeah.
I'll never forget on that tour, Volumes, like 2 weeks in, Gus, we realized that they were from the Valley.
Yeah.
Which we had no idea. And Gus found out that Taylor and I were in Fight Everyone. And was like, what do you mean? Like, you don't, like, that's, wait, you? Like, you're just so confused. And then watched our set every night after that.
We ran across Gus when he was a young boy. He was 14 or 15 years old. And remember the whiskey, like how they used to make locals close the show? Like they would have to sell tickets and then the locals would have to play after the headlining bands. Like there'd be one local that opened and one local that closed the show. And that was always insane to me. But Gus was in a band that closed the Whiskey A Go-Go show. And I think he was 14 years old. And I was like, wow, this kid's 14. It's crazy that he's in a band. Fast forward to like whenever 2000, whatever. And I was like, wow, I can't believe this dude's in a band. And I have volumes of volume stories, but I just don't want to tell them.
Yeah, that's fair.
Twitching
That's for another show.
Covered Carnivore on that tour.
Only on the bad sets.
Really?
So when it was super awkward, we closed with Suck My Dick.
Yeah.
Basically.
Sure did.
Harm's Way covered Cold as Life on the tour we did.
That's also correct.
Which is so funny.
It was because Peter, our merch lad, was a huge Clevo hardcore fan. And we just like promised him.
What is that?
What? Clevo hardcore? Wait. It was Cold as Life. I'm sorry. Dude, sorry.
Sudafed, aisle 5.
Sudafed.
Yeah, my bad, guys.
I was on drugs.
Doing great.
I think, Colin, correct me if I'm wrong, at that show, that Joliet show, you said like, we got 2 songs left, and people like cheered.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That actually happened. That was one of the gnarliest ones.
It's so brutal.
Yeah, and I mean, we worked that into the live album, like, and that
That's
was
right.
directly
that's
inspired
right.
by the Joliet thing.
I've definitely heard a band open, and then in between, like, you know, the second and third song, people say one more song.
Yeah, that's the best.
I've definitely heard that.
But like voracious applause at we have 2 left was definitely like, man, we got to get out of here. Did we play Suck My Dick that night?
Yeah,
it must have been bad.
Yeah,
because that was specifically a thing we did for when the show sucked.
I think I went there with Andrew, I believe, Mr. Morrissey.
Toledo, I remember being really bad. But we were doing like a secret set at the Metal Frat or something.
Oh, sick.
So like there was a couple hardcore kids there.
Slippery floor at that
floor at the Metal Frat. But they knew. I was like, we'll see you guys tomorrow. And they were all like, dude, Richmond on that was unreal. for us specifically. I don't know what happened.
Really? There's just no rhyme or reason.
No, they don't. They never fucking make their money. They don't know what they're doing. It's good, and then it's not, and then it's good, and then it's not.
Vincent, let's talk about like summer slaughter tours.
Okay.
Let's talk about a tour you've done that had way too many bands.
Huh?
I'm just throwing this. I'm playing bingo right now because I know it happens. Way too many bands.
Okay.
Where like openers starting at like 4 p.m. on a weekday.
Okay.
You know, with like one green room that's just full of like
I'm like happy those don't happen anymore. We did one Summer Slaughter. We did one All Stars tour, and we did Scream It Like You Mean It. And obviously, we did 2 Warped tours, but that's a different animal. But I'll never forget. So we did Summer Slaughter, and there was a local on every show that had to play in a battle of bands to gain the permission or the honor, I guess, to open their city Summer Slaughter. So there was always a battle of bands, and the first day was in Denver, Colorado. I hate that. I was standing outside, and I was talking to this kid. Came and was like, "Oh, I'm in the local band. I really I thought it would be sick if you guys watch this." Blah blah. I was like, "Yeah, sure." And he goes, "Dude, it just dawned on me. This is the first day of tour, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "We're the first band to play the entirety of Summer Slaughter. First band, first day. This is awesome." And I was like, "Not as awesome as you think, man." But that always like that, his delivery and his flat brim hat, like everything made me everything I think about
madness
in that moment, like his Monster Energy drink jersey, like everything just makes, every time I think about it, I just laugh because I'm like, yeah,
you're perfect. Yes, you absolutely are.
But it was 11 o'clock in the morning. Like we were there, like load-ins were around 10.
Wow.
Because there's
AM?
Yeah. 10 a.m.
Absolutely.
10 a.m. load-in for a Summer Slaughter tour. You have to get there and bring all your stuff inside, and then we get kicked out of the venue after we bring all our stuff inside because Arch Enemy has to sound check, and they don't want anybody inside when they sound check, which was weird, but whatever. So we got to enjoy our day. I don't, I'm glad those tours are gone, but I'm also I'm reminiscent of them because you get there at 10 and then you just hang out all day. You play a 30-minute set and you're done. Like we would get done at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then just be done.
Great day.
Half hour. Yeah, it's awesome. I can go to bed whenever I want. It's cool, but at the same time, you're like, here's another overnight drive. Like that's where we actually got into like, fuck hotels, fuck it all. We're just gonna sleep in the van. And that's how we got into that, because load in at 10 a.m. the show's over at 10 p.m. 11 p.m. That's a dead drive every night. And the drives are routed for a bus. So it's like, that's an 8-hour drive. That's a 9-hour drive,
8 to 15 every night.
Yeah. It's not great. We did that. Sounds of the Underground was the first one we ever did. It was 2007. We were rotating tiers. Like there was first A tier was Goat Whore and This Is Hell. Second tier was us rotating with Devil Wears Prada, Heavy Heavy Low Low, and Number 12 Looks Like You.
Wow.
Rotating every day. So we were there playing 3rd or 7th every day. Between those 3rd, 4th, 5th, or like 6th, I guess. And then
3rd or 7th.
Yeah. It was any number between that. So it was that, and then it was like Darkest Hour, Job for Cowboy, and then rotating Every Time I Die, Shadows Fall, Chimera, and then Gwar.
Gwar was headliner.
Gwar headlined every day, and every once in a while they would intersplice, like Mushroomhead would play 6 days in Ohio or whatever, and All That Remains played a day, and Testament played a day, and so they were adding bands certain days. So you'd never no idea when you were supposed to play. And load-in was 9 o'clock in the morning every day. That's where I learned how to sleep in a van in 2007 and not shower. Because then there was places. There was
Yeah.
places you could go to shower, but we were not allowed to use them because we were the second tier band. We were not.
Sure.
We weren't Job for a Cowboy or Amon Amarth was on it too. Forgot about that.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
But
we did a mini HardLore with you at Furnace Fest
yeah,
that isn't out yet and probably won't be out for a minute. And we talk about the DIY-ness of the Acacia Strain. But I think we should talk about it here too.
Yeah,
because
this is
it's
big,
like
Big Daddy.
I borderline thought you guys were like fucking with me the first time I like found out that you guys just slept in the van. Like I legitimately couldn't believe it.
still doing it.
Still doing it.
Still doing it.
Is Devin backbench or
No, Devin is shotgun
shotgun?
sleeper. These new vans, like the
Transits.
they
Yeah.
recline all the way, and apparently
do they?
Devin can sleep there. Devin was mattress, like we have a mattress in the front behind the front seats, and then 3 benches.
Yeah, so
It's like-
they would have the first bench out.
I'm in the back. I've been in the back since I crashed the van. I'm not allowed to drive anymore, and nor do I want to.
Yeah, right.
Because I tried to drive again. I had a fucking panic attack and I had to pull over on the side of the highway.
Fuck.
Do you get that same anxiety driving at home, or is it just in
No,
the van, like
not
with
at
a
all.
van and
It's
trailer?
I think it's with a van with a trailer attached with a bunch of lives.
with your boys.
Yeah.
So it's me, and then the second bench in front of me used to be Kevin's, but now it rotates out between tour manager, sound guy, merch guy, and then Griffin, and then Kevin and Mike are on the mattress, where it used to be Devin and Tom on the mattress, and I think that's why Tom quit the band. So Devin sleeps in the front seat now.
Okay.
And then whoever's driving just kicks it back and sleeps up there too. And
Does that cover the mattress?
it gets close enough where they can still be comfortable.
So Devin, this is like I'm Devin. This is the
Basically.
seat.
Yeah.
But Devin seems like he could sleep fucking anywhere.
He does.
I just can't fathom driving 6 hours, getting to wherever you're parking for the night, and then being like, all right,
Good night, guys. And then one of these.
you guys are maniacs.
A lot of people can't.
No way. I can't sleep sitting up, period.
Neither
there
can
it
I.
is.
That's why I'm in the back. Because first of all, no one wants the back.
No, I couldn't do the back. Too hot, and I'd get too nauseous.
I love the back bench.
Really?
too.
Love it.
It's
why,
awesome.
why do you love it?
When there's like a vent that works,
Yeah.
it feels like my little place. Solitude.
You got a jerry rig event regardless. Like you take one of the vents, you buy a tube,
Oh,
Yeah.
HVAC tube, and you snake it back there. Like
Smart.
you have to.
I did
But
that
I
with
think the
my
plan
window.
the plan now is to build bunks. Like we're going to build bunks for the back that can be removed and anchored properly.
In just a regular 15 pass van.
Yeah, whatever the transits, because we rent.
Okay.
We've been through too many vans to own ever again.
Sure.
And
Well, how expensive? What's the price difference at this point than renting a bandwagon?
the bandwagons are insane right now.
Are they?
Not only is it price per day.
I think it's like $650 per day or something.
Woohoo!
Yeah, it's a lot. It's price per day. Plus you need to hire a driver.
You have to, yeah.
The drivers now are not fucking clowns. Like they're like, this is what I have to get sleep every 8 hours. You have to pay me my rate, all this stuff. Like you can hire your friends, but I wouldn't.
Yeah.
And then gas and the generators running 24 hours a day.
Oh,
So, and those things break. Like
so it's
they're
in the thousands a day for sure.
I've also
Yeah.
heard that like bandwagons are not built. They're converted. They're not built for what they are.
They're converted box trucks. Yeah.
Yeah, they're box trucks. So like suspension, brutal.
Yeah. You're sleeping on a bump. It's
Yeah,
just
like it's not like a
you
bus.
get
where-
some of
where
you
it's
get
like,
launched in the air when you go over
Yeah.
a bump.
That's
Wow.
You
I
feel
used to be very like, oh man, I can't wait to do a fucking bandwagon someday. And then I heard a couple. I heard all of this basically, and it was like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe.
We've done a couple. We've done it a couple times. Like the tour after the van flip tour because we were like, I don't know if we can ever do this again.
How long before you toured again after that?
When did we tour? We toured in November. Our next tour was in February or March.
God, that's right then.
It was ETID though. Like we couldn't say no.
Yeah.
Every Time I Die, us and Vanna and No Bragging Rights. It was a good tour.
Vanna, man.
But
Bruce loves them, huh?
I felt what? Does he?
No. Was that Tony's? How long after did Tony leave the band? And
that was Tony's last tour.
Okay.
Because then we had Richie join. Richie's first tour was Every Time I Die, and I felt insanely dumb because ETID always tours in a van.
Yeah.
Yep. So they had a van, and we were in a bandwagon, like direct support bands. But I couldn't step foot in a van. Like I couldn't do it.
I feel like you get a pass for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it was the only way we could do it, and it was still not easy because bandwagons, as you said, they're not great. Like any turn or bump, you're falling out of your bunk. Like it's no joke in there. Yeah, it's crazy.
Out.
Yeah,
I fell out of my bunk on Warped Tour in a dream.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. I was like screaming, and I scared the fuck out of Keith. I landed.
Dude, what is wrong with you? Screaming in your sleep? You're tortured.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you want from me?
Well, fix it.
All right.
If you ever need to talk, like we only talk about the show now.
Yeah,
so your friend,
Question or no comment was a lot of bands of this of like your guys' level. Every Time I Die, we toured with Black Dahlia Murder, and it was the same thing. They're very DIY, like
fucking A, man.
Like 15 passenger van, and like everyone's sharing one room.
Yeah, money sucks. Like you can't.
Yeah,
you can't be just throwing it everywhere. You got to understand that like this isn't forever. You're not going to be in abandon all ships for the rest of your life or whatever. Like you can't just. And even now, 21 years in, I'm just like, yo, would I rather hang out in my home and be comfortable and not have to worry about like what the fuck am I gonna do? I shouldn't have got that bus. I would rather just sleep on a bench and be homeless for a month than be comfortable for a month and then just be homeless in real life. It's a give and take, and it's not like we're making 10 grand a show, like we're still not making a 10 grand a show. So it's like we could take that money and use it, when we're home, or we could use it right now and just look at us. We're in a bus, it doesn't feel.
Every dollar you spend is a dollar out of your own pocket.
It doesn't feel right. And even now, like we get out of the van, Mike, our new guitar player, Mike jokes like every time he steps out of the van, he spends $20. Just because you stop at a Flying J, you're like, well, beef jerky, great. Yeah.
His hat.
$20.
Yeah. Nothing. We got done with Warped Tour. We split a bus with Every Time I Die. And, the day rate for a bus is $1,000. So half of that over 6 weeks, adds up.
Yeah.
Like, it's a serious number.
Plus the gas. But again, you got to run the generator all day.
But I couldn't have done something like Warped Tour in a van.
Never.
No way.
Kubla Khan.
Yeah, we got a mini HardLore with them coming up. They did all of Warped Tour in a van.
That would have broken me.
And did merch.
They did their own merch?
Like they had a guy with them, but Matt was often. I remember
broken up.
I remember, how you had to like you set up you load the stage, every morning.
Yeah.
I remember doing that and seeing them drive because the vans can't park by the buses.
No.
So they're way the fuck away. I remember like watching this dot get bigger and bigger as they're just dragging their merch and their tent to wherever they're going to set up.
That's
brutal.
Every fucking morning.
After the story you just heard about me almost dying, like that didn't break us up. But if I had to do Warped Tour in a van, we would have.
That would have been it?
God, fuck. No way. No way. Warped Tour is already enough of a living hell that you have to give yourself something. You can't just do it. And we did it. We did it with a bunch of bands that did it. Emure did it in a van. Fit for a King did it in a van. Like, these are bands that you figure would get a bus, but like, no.
Yeah, Emure did it, and that's very surprising.
It was crazy.
But Warped Tour is the kind of the time financially where you're like, okay, well, this makes sense to do too.
Yeah, it's like 2 months.
Yeah.
And it's all outside. You have nowhere to go. There's no green room. There's no
need a spot, a place.
That I needed even a place to put my things. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like, I have my bunk. It's there. Ugh. So brutal.
Yeah.
Now
it's gonna rain.
Yeah, and it's gonna rain. And then you're just, dude, one day somewhere in Texas, there was like a several hour rain delay. And I was like, I'm hungry. What should I do? And I remembered I had a fucking Olive Garden gift card. I just took myself to Olive Garden for like hours of.
And you remember it to this day. So that was one of the greatest meals of your life.
So pleasant. Also, though, that was when I opened up a porta potty and saw shit above the rim. Stacked above the rim.
So somebody kept shitting after.
It's a bad time.
Like, well, I still gotta go.
Yep.
That's the toilet at the Emerson Theater.
Oh, the Emerson. Colin, you ever play the Emerson Theater?
Where's the Emerson?
Indianapolis.
No, I don't. Wait.
It's just a big room.
Did we do it on the Hatebreed thing?
Slanted.
Because, I don't know. If we did it, it would have been on the Hatebreed thing with Acacia Strain. So I don't know.
No. We didn't play the Emerson there.
Okay.
We played some other venue in Indianapolis. But like the Emerson, we've played over a dozen times. It was always on the routing, and anybody from Indianapolis knows exactly what I'm talking about when I say it's the worst venue in America. Like, I said that in an interview once with someone. Someone was like, "What's the worst place?" And I was like, "I will tell you, the worst venue in America is the Emerson Theater." And I didn't even take into account that Jerry's Pizza existed, but like, the Emerson Theater is the worst venue in America. Said it in an interview, and the venue took that, quoted it, and put it on that's how they started marketing the venue. The worst venue in America.
That's kind of a great spin, though.
But they legit, and everybody in Indianapolis knows this when I say the toilet had a mountain of shit.
Yeah.
Always
piled up. And I thought I made that up in my own brain because I was like, I'm exaggerating. That's crazy. But I'm like, did the mountain of shit toilet actually happen? They're like, oh yeah, that's still there.
Still there.
Still there.
Same poop?
Yeah, it's gotta be. Or people just keep adding to it. It's like a legend.
Wow.
There's no room for like anything.
Nope.
They built like a little lofted green room above the entrance now.
That's the last time we played there.
Yeah.
The last time we played there was like 2016 with Knock Loose, and still bad.
And still the area and then the area too, there's like nothing around. It's
like no cute restaurants.
No, there's a Little Caesars.
Yeah.
There's a McDonald's if you want to get stabbed. There's a
worth it.
There used to be a head shop next door, and the guy was called Dr. Feelgood.
Yeah.
Right. And we went in there the first time we ever played there. We went to Dr. Feelgood. Dude was asleep on the floor. He was asleep. And we were looking around, and he sells porn and he sells meth pipes. And he was like, holy fucking shit, what the fuck are you guys doing here? Like, you're open. Like, we're in your store. So then he just like regaled us with tales from his youth and told us all about how he was in this music video. And yeah, I fucking sorry, man. Sometimes I fall asleep here. I woke up one morning, I fall asleep on the floor here. I woke up one day and some chick was just fucking my cock. And I was like, well, that doesn't happen. But he said, don't call me Dr. Feelgood. Call me Dr. Dirt Nap because I sleep all the time. And I was like, all right. So the last time we played the Emerson Theater in 2016 with Knock Loose, Dr. Dirt Naps was gone. He vacated the area. So there was they opened a convenience store instead. I was like, this is way better because they sell candy and they sell soda, and I don't have to walk to Little Caesars. Yeah. So at the end of the show, I was going to go into the convenience store and get some candy for the road. And I went in the wrong door, which I thought was the door to the convenience store, but it was a door to like some weird dark wave sex club. Oh. And there was just people in the club just going.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh,
And there was like loud, super loud, like remember maybe Hackers when they go to that club? Or yeah, it sounded like that, but they were all just fucked up. And they, as soon as I opened the door, they went. And I was like,
oh my god!
holy shit.
Was Dr. Dirtnaps there?
I found that no, it wasn't.
Yeah,
It was,
he's the DJ.
he probably haunts the place, but so that was. I have many experiences with the Emerson Theater. We played there once on Halloween.
Yeah.
Arms Away in Acacia Strain, and I hated that venue so much. Like I still like. We've never played a bad show there. That's the problem. Is like I dislike the venue, but every show is good. Okay. Except for
so what can you do? You know
exactly.
Well, what you do is you say, "Well, it's Halloween. Let's throw candy in the crowd and toilet paper the entire venue." So that's what we did. And this, I felt bad for the staff because the staff were just like hardcore kids. Like they were innocent bystanders, but like we were throwing Tootsie Rolls and then toilet papered the venue. And they were like, had to scrape up, stepped on Tootsie Rolls off the floor. And
but you know, that's what we suffer for art, you know?
Yeah. So shout out to Emerson Theater for being still the worst venue in the country.
Worst venue in America.
Now, something I'd like to talk to you about, Vincent, is another genre that you created, and that is ketogenic hardcore.
Okay. Did I do that?
You were the first person I ever talked to about not eating carbs. Because you had a pretty substantial weight loss. Yeah. You got very fit around that Warped Tour.
I'm gaining it back.
Well,
no. I can see it in your face that's just not true.
I can see it in my face it's coming back. But I will take credit for that.
You should.
If you want to give it to me, like it was people were surprised.
Yeah.
You dropped.
Because I went incognito for a while. Like I was like off because I didn't want to be in a band anymore. Like I was just depressed. I was fucked. I was over it. I was over everything. And I was just trying to figure out like what I was going to do with myself. And I was sad. I was in a bad mood all the time. And I realized like, I was like, fuck, what is my problem? Like, when did I get to this? Like, when did it all come to this? Because I wasn't always a fat person. You get fat. Like some people are born fat, but I got fat. And I was seeing pictures of, of me at shows and I was like, that's not me. So I figured I had to do something. And I went to a nutritionist and they gave me a plan. I stuck to it. And the thing that really, I don't think it's discipline. It's I'm giving this person money a week until I'm done. So like, that's what motivated me is like, I don't want to keep giving this person money. Like I want to, not only did I want to not keep giving this person money, but I wanted to prove to this person that I could do what they're asking of me. So I did it and it was crazy. Because when you're in your own body, you don't feel it, you don't see it, you don't know until people start telling you like, the fuck. Like I worked at a venue around here for a while, and I was doing it as I was working. So I was like working shows for friends, friends' bands would come through, and I would work shows. Like Every Time I Die played this venue, and I was loading them in, and Keith didn't recognize me. Like Keith, I straight up said hi to Keith, who we've toured with 1,000 times in multiple different countries, said hi to him, and he just walked by me, and I was like, fucking, is he mad at me? And then he like took 5 or 6 steps, turned around and said, dude, I didn't even recognize you.
Wow.
And that's like, holy shit. So I'm not a promoter of keto. Like I don't promote anything. Like I don't want to tell people what to do or how to do it. But I am a promoter of like, if you want to feel better about yourself, see what you can do, make a change in your diet one way or the other, and try and just like see if it works. Keto doesn't work for everybody. I'm surprised it worked for me. So like, not only that, but like my mood changed. I was happier now. My stage presence was better. I felt better on stage, and Warped Tour was like the first tour I think we did. Warped Tour 2017 was like the first tour we did after I completely hit my goal. And I was like, it felt like night and day. It was crazy because I was like running around. It was 100 degrees out and I felt bad, but I didn't feel the same kind of bad that I did before.
Of course.
And it just felt.
I texted you and I was like, what have you done?
Yeah.
like how are you doing this? And you sent me just like a little chart.
Yeah.
And I didn't know
foods
anything
that
about
you can eat. And that's it.
Yeah. And I same thing, stuck to it.
Yeah.
And it was 2018 was when I got really fit.
Yeah.
Same here, boys.
So good. I remember on the tour, the Hatebreed tour that we did, you were posting pictures and just keto. That was that was it.
Like it was me jumping for the first time in 3 years. So just be like, this is keto.
Yeah.
So I honestly didn't even realize that the domino effect was you doing it first. Yeah. So you did it, Bo did it, Taylor did it. Taylor like killed it for a while.
Yep.
And that was when I was like, all right, I gotta try something. And it's crazy how fast you start seeing it.
First week I did it, I lost 6 pounds.
Dude.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the bloat, the water weight, all that shit is like real.
It's real.
It sounds cliche.
The only problem
go ahead.
Is now I'm like, I gotta get back on keto. And
I know.
I never
and
do
I never
it's
fucking
so
do. It's always like there's always some like date where it's like, well, I know I'm gonna be out of town and I'm gonna eat whatever.
Right.
But then when I get back, I'm gonna cook every day and
And it was really so I was around 260 when I started it.
Wow.
Zero muscle, just straight up like a soft 260. And
you got scary skinny.
I did. I went into full disordered eating.
I'm pretty sure everybody hits that. And you get body dysmorphia for sure.
Yeah. For sure.
I'm still like I'm every day I deal with that at this point. But
Same.
like
great.
You see, hey, thanks.
You look awesome.
So
every pizza Friday, I'm like, damn, Colin looks awesome.
I need to lay off the pizza for a while.
I meant to tell you, it's National Pizza Month.
Fuck. All right. Clocking in. It was 260 so we recorded the Nudie Mag demo, which is like just kind of like Weezer's thing that Alec and Shannon and I did. And I ate like 6 chili dogs after we did it.
You were sucking on a chili dog?
It was literally I ate 5 and then I finished Shannon's. And I was sitting there like, I should probably do something about this. and the next day I was keto. And a week later I lost 10 pounds.
Yeah.
A week later I lost another 10.
Do you remember the first time you ate carbs after and how guilty you felt?
Oh, it was horrible.
Dude, I felt like I got hit by a truck. I felt like
fell
hungover.
asleep. I fell asleep.
It was Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And I was home with my ex-girlfriend and I cooked everything and made all the fixins and we ate and just passed out on the couch. And then even the next day I was like, whoa, like I felt dumb.
Yeah.
To this day, I will not drink a calorie.
No, never.
Won't do it.
No. I was straight.
Won't drink a sugary drink ever.
Diet.
So, diet
I broke keto at my friend John Torrance' birthday party with pizza, and I couldn't drive home. Like I had to have somebody else drive me home. Couldn't do it.
It's a real thing.
Yeah.
So let's compare. I was about 210, and I was sub 180 by the end.
Okay. Vincent?
I was 275, 280. I got as low as 187, which is absolutely unhealthy.
100 pounds?
187, yeah. That was as low as I got. Like,
yeah, but that's
it was crazy. It was
you're a fair deal taller than me, right?
Yeah,
I'm 6'4".
Yeah.
You're 6'4"?
Yeah, he's a big boy.
I knew you were tall. I didn't know you were that tall. I'm quite a bit shorter than both of you.
So I'm 6'1". I was 260. 165.
Holy fuck. You guys really lost.
Every day I would weigh myself and be like, all right, lost another 2.
I weighed
Just
once
obsessing.
a week.
Once a week is
once
good.
a week, same exact time, same exact clothes, same exact everything. And I'm still like my brain, I'm around 220 right now because I work out and
me too, yeah,
like that. But like my brain sees that number and it goes, you gotta stop.
Same.
But because I'll eat cereal for breakfast, and it's just like
pig.
Exactly. And I don't eat what I used to eat though. That's the most important thing. I was thinking about like what I used to get at, Taco Bell, or what I used to get at certain places. And I'm just like, fuck, I used to eat an entire DiGiorno pizza by myself. Yeah. That is 2,000 calories.
Yeah, but
that's where I'm at now again.
It's not delivery though,
It's not.
So we've arrived finally where we always knew we were going to end up.
Yeah.
Was that the segue?
I want to know what you used to eat that was bad. I want to know your go-tos on the road doing keto.
Oh,
because that's a first on the show.
Yeah.
And what are you eating now? I want all throw out the trilogy.
The board?
Colin's sucking down 6 chili dogs.
6 chili dogs at my worst. No problem.
Entire DiGiorno pizza.
Easy.
Bag of chips and a pint of ice cream.
Easy.
Oh, now the ice cream, that's where
it comes from.
I also used to crush a 12-pack of Mountain Dew like a day.
I've been there.
Woo!
Just we're thirsty. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's not that it's
water sucks. Can I say that? Water sucks.
It's just like
sucks.
you have to do it.
Now I'm drinking. I drink like a gallon of water a day.
So much.
But at the same time, it sucks every single time.
I'm a water boy.
I love to piss, but I hate water.
Real into Gatorade Liquid IV lately.
Oh, yeah.
And dude, Colin, I took 40 packets from TwitchCon because they just had them there because everybody gets really ripped at all the bars.
That's like $65.
That's the one thing we splurge on is Liquid IV. We buy that for us. Like we use band money and we buy Liquid IV for us on tour because
it's a really good idea.
Getting sick on the road is the worst.
I drink it every day now, and by 9 a.m. I'm like, I'm hydrated. I'm good.
Hydrated.
Yeah, it feels really good.
All right, so then you switch to keto.
Keto.
When you're on the road, try to remember back, because there's a thing with keto too that I think philosophically, I think if you're eating just like meat and vegetables, you're good. But when you start to get into the oh, I'm gonna make a keto cheesecake.
Yeah, that shit's fucked up.
Fucked up.
It throws you off.
Yeah, it throws you off. It gives you the craving. I totally think that.
I do on tour. I would do egg McMuffins, sub egg, the extra egg, and then I would throw the muffin. I'd ask for no muffin because I don't want to waste the food.
Yeah,
but they would not understand me. So they would I was just sort of like, so I get 2 of those. That's my breakfast. Lunch. You can find a salad place or a burger place that does like lettuce wrap, like Shake Shack does lettuce wrap, In-N-Out Burger does lettuce wrap. A lot of places do it now.
McDonald's, dude, the Big Mac salad.
Okay.
Oh.
If you ask for a Big Mac with no bun, they'll put it in a little plastic tray.
I like that.
Yeah.
But when I was doing it, like
keto.
When I did keto, it was not like a huge thing. People are like, oh, you're doing Atkins.
Atkins.
No, I'm not doing Atkins. I'm doing keto. And they didn't know what the fuck that was. So back then it was like a little harder. Or I'll do like a salad. I'll do, bunless, whatever. And then gas station stops, I would just get a brick of cheese, like straight up brick of cheese, stick of pepperoni, and I'm good. Gas stations sell cheese in the full brick, and it's really helpful. Pork rinds are good.
Yeah. Pork rinds were huge.
I grew to love pork rinds. They were weird at first, and now
dipping pork rinds in like a cheese sauce or something.
Yeah,
delicious.
Yeah,
I've breaded. I've made. There's a company out of Illinois called Pork P.O. Umlaut RQ.
Yeah, and you turned me on to those breadcrumbs.
Yeah, exactly. They make pork rind breadcrumbs that you could make yourself.
Yeah, I'm a Pork King Good guy myself.
Yeah, yeah. And I made keto chicken, like breaded chicken.
All the time.
I did the same thing.
Fucking amazing.
It's good.
And so now what are you eating now that you've come out of the eye of the keto storm?
So I don't eat breakfast anymore for the most part. Like I'll do like I guess intermittent fasting is the official name for it, where I start at noon and end around 6. Where I only have a 6-hour window where I actually eat, but I just eat normal. Like lunch will be like, I'll go get a sandwich somewhere, or I'll make a sandwich here. chilly. It's not like nothing crazy. Like I don't go out a lot anymore. On tour, it's terrible. But every once in a while, my girlfriend and I will be like, let's go to Taco Bell, and we'll get Taco Bell. So I don't feel guilty, or I'm still adhering to something. Yeah. But I don't feel guilty where I work out at 9 o'clock in the morning. So I'm fasted burning then. And when I finally eat at 12, I feel okay. And I don't feel like shit before I go to sleep. And that was my problem on the road a lot, is that, and my band it's so hard to be in this band
because they're so naughty
and not eat after a show where we would stop at the first gas station. We'd go to, Pilot Flying J, Wawa, Sheets, if it was available, Buc-ee's, whatever the fuck. And everyone would just go in, and I would force myself to go to sleep before we would get to that point.
Smart.
And I think I just eat, I don't know, I think I eat kind of normal. Like I eat poorly sometimes, but it's not as much bad food as I was eating. Like I don't eat an entire pizza. I eat half a pizza. It's not.
Well, because the other thing too is you're one of the first people who I've seen and who we've toured with, like, bring a yoga mat and a kettlebell.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, you were a kettlebell guy.
James, like, they'll bring dumbbells and stuff, but like every day you would go and set up and do your shit,
Easy train. They're easy to take. Like it's like an easy transport. I keep it in the back of the van with my stuff, and it's just there.
Yeah.
And the important thing to me is a set schedule. Like being on the road is perfect because I will load in is at a certain time every day, and we have to load in, and I'll help load in. That's my, my pre-workout warm up, and then I'll work out and I'll be done, and I can go for a walk and I can do whatever I want. Cause I don't do sound check or anything. Like I just do my own thing.
Yeah.
And it's easy for me to work out like that because I have a set schedule every day. When I'm home, it's routine. A little harder. Yeah.
I love a routine.
It's nice. And I think the being quarantined, like gave everyone like I have to do this at this time of day or else I'm going to fucking die. Like kind of,
and you can kind of tell whoever didn't adopt that,
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
so I'm trying to adhere.
I woke up at 12:30 today.
Today?
Yeah.
No, dude.
What time did your shift start?
8 a.m.
8 a.m. He's an animal, this guy.
I can't, dude.
All the
work 7:30 every day.
I'm a 6:30 man, so
yeah.
Yeah, Colin, you're always up so fucking early.
I know.
It's crazy though, because I'll text our manager at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it lives in California, and he'll be up.
Damn.
So you have kids.
Good for them.
You're just awake.
Oh, kids and dogs. Yeah, I got Chili as my alarm clock, bro. He rips the blanket off and then
will sleep till 10.
I got an automatic
awesome.
feeder. These cats are fine.
My cat is a piece of shit. She would wake me up if she could, but the door's closed because of fires or whatever. There's something about closing the door and fires. You read that?
What?
Some kind of thing. There's this video of this house.
You don't close your door. Your house gonna
completely burned down, except for this one bedroom because the door was closed.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a thing. Like sleep with your doors closed.
Huh. My cats would drive me insane if I did that.
Yeah,
I did something. I did something sad today that I think you'll both appreciate as, people who I assume like being cold. I had to turn on the heat.
Wow. Yeah, you an AC man, Vincent?
Me?
I bet you are.
Oh, baby. I bought this house 2 years ago knowing there's no central air. I was like doomed, I did 1 year of window units and no, never again for the rest of my life. Like this is my basement. I'm in my basement right now. We have band practice right over there.
Yeah.
So like this is a basement. There is a door that leads outside and that's it. There's no windows.
That's the ventilation, right?
There's no ventilation. So the first time we had band practice down here, it was soaked. Like it was soaking wet. I was like, what am I going to do? I bought a bunch of dehumidifiers and it made it even hotter. 1 year later, I was like, I got to do something. And HVAC I might as well just buy a new house. So I did mini splits and lifesaver. 2 mini splits, one upstairs, one downstairs.
Yeah, what's that?
It's those European things that you see, like, you know, when you tour Europe and they have the thing that's up on the wall and it's got the thing that goes
like what Taylor's got in the pit.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have 2 of those in my house, and the guy who installed them is like a friend of a friend, and he was like, yeah, these are industrial, so your house will be fine. And they work well. They're awesome.
He was right.
Yeah. And I have solar, so like
the
sun is cooling my house.
Come on. Yeah. Incredible.
It's the best. What a guy, that sun.
Yep.
And they
pump out heat too, which I'm not going to use until probably December.
But you be using that.
Yeah.
When you have to.
Here.
I'm on the first floor here too, and there's a basement beneath me and it's all concrete. So my apartment stays really cold, but like today, mid-October, like, and I'm sick. I don't want to be walking around. I mean, Echo, what's the temperature right now?
Right now, it's 47 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh my God.
Have a good
You better
evening.
fucking send me that audio, goddammit.
I'll send you.
Don't you
Echo.
forget the fucking echo.
What is Colin?
Aurelion Colin
Echo.
is 36.
Yeah.
What is Colin? God damn it.
Son of a bitch.
Aurelion Colin is
Echo.
36 years.
Just shut up.
Shut up. Ruined me.
I fucking ruined your bit, dude.
You killed my bit, dude.
But you better fucking send me that on. Don't
I'll
forget
send
to
you
put
the
that
audio.
in the damn folder, you son of a bitch. What do you got coming up, Vincent? New album?
New album coming soon.
Wow.
No idea how soon, but got mixes 2 days ago.
Oh.
Oh, Mazel Tov. That's
it's like
that's a
that.
good feeling.
We got mixes, got second mixes, some even third mixes.
Holy moly.
And I'll tell you, like, I got these mixes when I was driving in my car, and I cried.
Wow.
First time.
Really?
Yeah. First time my band has ever brought me to tears. Like I was listening to this and I couldn't hold it in. Like I was actually, I wept. But it was, I'd say it was a pretty, this is the first album that I actually had a hand in writing
musically?
a good amount of songs. What's up?
Musically?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's huge. I mean, this far into your band's career, like, you know what you want your band to sound like.
Yeah, I usually don't help.
What was the emotional response that you had? Like a sense of like, we did it and like relief, or was it like, this sounds so good? I can't believe it. Or like,
I think it's a combination of a lot of things. Like, we went in the studio with basically no material. Like we went in cold, and I was like, this is fucked. Like I was so stressed out. Like we had no music, and that's the first time it's ever happened. And we did a lot of stuff in a short amount of time. And so that was a relief because I was stressed up until that point. And then I was stressed about doing vocals, and I was stressed about, how everything was actually going to come out. And recording sucks. Like,
yeah,
I hate it. I don't like doing it at all. My lyrical content, I'm always worried about that as well. So like it was a whole mess of things kind of jumbled up into one big ball. And when I finally got to hear it all laid out, and I just had a physical response, I guess.
Wow.
The songs are good, I think. And I don't know. We got a group of guest vocalists on this one that are, I think, pretty, they span the gamut.
Sure.
And I'm really excited about it. So that's what we got coming up next. We got
really
a new
cool.
record.
Very
New record.
fun.
We got some tours that we can't talk about because that's how things work. And I can't even tell you anything about the record except that it made me cry.
That's, I mean, enough said.
what else do you
We-
need? Yeah.
we didn't even talk about the tour that we actually did do together, which was like kind of the sickest
I couldn't believe it.
lineup ever.
Couldn't believe it.
Twitching Tongues, Acacia Strain, Crowbar, Hatebreed.
Hatebreed Satisfaction tour.
Yeah.
Like the one.
With Sean playing a bunch of songs.
Yeah.
Yep, I remember.
Yeah, that was
Sickest
awesome.
thing ever.
When I went, Colin, you couldn't talk because your voice was shut.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that happens to me every time. I feel, was that was the keto tour? Or was that, no, a year later was the keto tour,
Yeah.
I feel like. So that you
wow.
got me right before. I was like a miserable fuck on that one. So I don't even know if I was like cool or friendly or anything.
You were miserable because your voice was all shot.
Every day.
And that's
The whole
another
time.
thing that I've noticed, and you'll probably notice too, is that it doesn't do that anymore.
Really?
Like when you're like healthier and you're doing like better stuff with your body, like your voice is better.
I mean,
Maybe, maybe I'll find out one day. Maybe not. We'll see.
It's only
Either way.
that's up to you.
It's up to me.
But yeah, that's what was awesome.
That was so sick.
That's the tour where we made the Hatebreed ripoff shirt that said Vincent sang for Hatebreed once.
I remember that. That was on Warped Tour, right?
Yeah, he got to sing Hatebreed songs. Right.
You also, something I just remembered was the shirt you made after the bus crashes.
Yeah,
the
the
Beavis
Beavis
and
and
Butthead
Butthead one. Yeah, that was because we basically had to throw all of our merch away.
Yeah.
That we had already paid for or had to pay for. And then I owed, Nate money for the van. So we were like, how the fuck are we going to do this? And luckily people really liked the shirt.
Did they step up?
Yeah. Yeah. Everything got covered, which is good because
that's huge.
I that amount of debt, it was, the numbers are, I don't even remember what they were, but they were dumb.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Well, we all made it,
We did.
Yeah.
We're all here.
Definitely been there. And I've said this before, but there's a sense of like when you suffer some kind of financial blow in the music world and like in our world, and then like the community is what brings you back into the black, it's like
maybe this shit is real.
Yeah, maybe like people actually do give a shit. Oh wow, it's like a double an additional silver lining to the whole thing. It's just like, oh, huh.
Not to backhand that, but there were people who were like, I bought your shirt, so you owe me this song.
Yeah, fuck them.
You better play the song live. I bought your shirt. And it's like, and there was also people who were like, what do you mean you canceled the fucking tour? It's like, all right. See you never, I guess.
Yeah. This is the irony of the van flip stuff is not lost on you, I'm sure.
Right now. It was written in the stars.
Written in the stars.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Well, may none of us ever do that again.
No.
Flip vans. May we all spend some more time together, maybe in a van at some point. Whoa, Bo flip.
No.
This was Vincent in the van.
Oh, how could you do this to him?
That was me.
See what I'm saying?
I'm stuck. Thanks for making me relive that trauma.
I just, I was like, it's been an hour. I should do a bit.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I got to go pick up medication. Vincent's got to stream. Colin's got to eat.
Oh, it's stream time.
Surely.
It is.
Well, awesome. Thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me.
Lovely chat.
I hope I fulfill all the HardLore needs.
I believe you have.
I think you did. And if you didn't to the people, we'll do it again.
This is the hottest thing going right now.
Oh, come on, man.
All the kids love it. And I use the word kids in like the
royal,
the people.
Yeah.
And the hardcore.
We got done with the mini one at Furnace Fest, and Colin and I were like, we got to have him.
Gotta have him.
Like I said, I don't do podcasts, but
hey,
I'll do this one anytime.
A HardLore exclusive
for life.
Don't ask me to do your podcast either if you're watching and have a podcast. I don't want to do
That's right. You hear that, Scoped Exposure? Don't email him. Just kidding. Thanks for joining us, man. Thank you all for watching. Vincent Bennett. Acacia Strain.
Can you do us one favor?
What's up?
Can you say it's HardLore time?
Absolutely. It's HardLore time.
Wow. That was a good one. Gorgeous. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Is that what do we got?
What are you drinking?
That's a Waterloo spiced apple seltzer.
Yum.
That sounds fantastic.
Sounds yummy.
Oh, it's nice.
Oh, we didn't even talk about Polar.
Good time.
We're still rolling.
Polar Seltzer. They were the first ones to like really ride for that.
Yeah.
And
you got a Dorsman or what? A little Dorsey?
I used to know someone that worked there, And they used to just bombard us with free product. It was nice.
Good for you, man.
The
Hopefully we're getting some free
holiday
products soon.
flavors are so awesome.
Yeah.
There's like mulled apple cider.
This year's pretty crazy. They have like a pomegranate sangria or something, champagne. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm always excited. They used to send me a gift box, and I don't get that anymore. But
Wow.
Maybe after this new album.
After the
maybe
after this HardLore episode.
after this episode,
Yeah. All right, everybody. Good night and good bye.